Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. For those of you that missed class this morning, I just want to do a quick recap of what we did talk about today, which was adding mixed numbers with like denominators. You can access the graphic organizer that in our Google Classroom, but very quickly we're just going to kind of work through the process, and hopefully this will help you be able to complete your work for today, and hopefully you learn a little bit about adding mixed numbers with like denominators. So the first step in adding mixed numbers with like denominators would be to add the fraction parts. We want to start with the fraction parts and move left, just as if we were adding a 2, 3, 4 digit number with another 2, 3, or 4 digit number, starting right and working left. So because they have like denominators, I'm just focusing my attention on adding those numerators. And I would first start by adding 3 plus 2, which is 5. Our denominator stays the same, so we would have 3/8 plus 2/8 is equal to 5/8. Now, 6, we would look at our whole numbers of these mixed numbers, and we'd add them. 6 plus 4 does equal 10. And we would ask ourselves, is that simplified? And in that case, everything checks out. 6 3/8 plus 4 2/8 does in fact equal 10 5/8. They're not always going to be that simple. They are a little bit more complicated throughout this process. And I have a second problem that is 10 5/6 plus 7 3/6. Now, whenever you see problems written horizontally, I do like to stack them on top of each other and kind of align them vertically. I forgot to mention that with the first problem, but so I've just kind of already rewritten it where I make sure that the fraction parts are lined up and then my whole numbers are lined up as well. So first step, I rewrote it so they're aligned vertically. Second step would be to add the fraction parts. So I'd have 5/6 plus 3/6 does equal 8/6. And then I go to my mixed number, moving left, and 0 plus 7 is 7, and 1 plus nothing equals 1. Or 10 plus 17 is equal to 17. Now some of you might be looking at this answer and you automatically, something kind of looks odd, and that would be this 8/6 part. And you're right, that 8/6 is an improper fraction. So before we go any further, we would need to kind of simplify that 8/6, kind of rename it a little bit, and combine what this is equal to the whole number. So I like to kind of decompose fractions to help my students understand why 8/6 is going to be equal to a certain why 8/6 is equal to a certain mixed number. And so 8/6 is composed of a 6/6, which is equal to 1 whole. And then how many more 6 do I need to get to 8/6? Well, that answer is 2/6. So 17 and 8/6 is actually equal to the same thing as 17 plus 1 and 2/6. But when I look at this 1 and 2/6, I realize again that fraction, that mixed number, is not even simplified. This 2/6 here, that fractional part, can actually be simplified to 1/3 by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2, which is that GCF. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. 6 divided by 2 does equal 3. So 1 and 2/6 is the same exact thing as 1 and 1/3. Now, 17 plus 1 and 1/3, that right there is going to get me to my final answer. So if I add 17 plus 1, I do get 18. I just bring down that remaining part. So after all that work, 10 and 5/6 plus 7 and 3/6 actually equals 18 and 1/3. Now this is probably what you'll encounter most often with a little bit of when you add your two fractional parts. You will a lot of times get, not all the times, but a lot of times you'll get an improper fraction. You just need to kind of simplify that and then add that to the whole number part. There are some shortcuts that some of you that have good number sense could probably figure out, but in a nutshell, you follow these steps every single time and you'll get the right answer. I'm Coach Roberts, talking to you about how to add mixed numbers. I hope you found this enjoyable. I'll talk to you later. Peace.